Hello, 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 and welcome to today's live. First of all, before we start this live, for all of you that are watching the replay, I will timestamp it when this live starts, as it takes a little bit of time for people to log in and kind of know that I am live, first of all. So I want to make sure that I'll timestamp that for you guys down below so you can just watch that live. In the meantime, while people join, I want you to just tell me in the comments where you're chiming in from, where you're listening in from, so we can get started on this live session. As many of you know, and that have done lives with me before, I love doing lives. I don't feel like I do them often enough. And so I want to start to try to do them at least once to twice a month a year for the new year. So fingers crossed, I'm not going to hold myself to it because I don't want to put myself on pressure, put pressure on me, but I will continue to do these lives for you. And this topic today, we're going to be really having an open discussion about the main topic. And the main topic is about how to spot toxic women and toxic relationship. Toxic, I like to say more toxic behavior patterns before you actually get hooked into a lusting relationship, which I see so much of when I see clients going through this. And I want you to really remember that in this video that I'm going to be talking about today, it's not to talk down or demean people or anybody, but in all actuality, just really to give you some understanding of what is out there and what to look out for into the new year. And really, I have something special for you that I want to announce on this live, so make sure you stay till the very end. I will also be doing a Q&A at the end of this live. So let me just go into the comment box right now as people are logging in, because you're probably just getting notified that I am going live. So I just want to say hello to some of you that are joining right now. Hello, John. Apollonia, you've been an inspiration. Oh, thank you so much. Be proud of what you created. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that message. Hello, Ham from Chicago. Hello, Trending. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Lars. Hello, Jason from Utah. Hello, Bob. Hello from Anthony from Southern California. Hello, Ali. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Amazing, amazing. Awesome, guys. I love to see you guys here in the comments and telling me where you're from. This is why I love doing lives, is because I can reach people from everywhere around the world. It's insane. It's just so mind-boggling sometimes. So if you want to get started in today's live, say yes in the comments. Let's dive into this topic and make sure, again, you stay to the end. I'll have an open Q&A. I'll also have you guys, something special for you guys I want you to take advantage of as well. It'll also be below in the description box. And for those of you that are watching the replay, and if you need to come back out and come back in, I wouldn't fully advise to do that. But if you do, the replay will be up as well later on. No, they didn't. Someone asked me if the Dolphins won, and I said, no, they didn't. I think the quarterback is actually out right now too, but let's talk about that another time. I'm more of a basketball fan, but all right. So with that said, let's get into today's topic. It's how to spot a toxic behavior, toxic behaviors in women before you actually get hooked. So I want to really emphasize why we get hooked first before we get into this toxic women phrase, toxic behavior phrase, and traits that I'm going to go into. Now, I want you to understand the reasons of why we get hooked. I've seen a couple situations where clients will say to me, Apollonia, I've never experienced this before. I've dated multiple women and I've never experienced this toxicity, but why am I so in love with her? So it's interesting because lust and love can feel sometimes very similar. And the reason why sometimes they can feel similar is because lust is a feeling as much as love is a feeling. But when you look at love, love is something evolutionary that continues to change, evolve, and it has different processes and feelings inside of it. It can feel comfortable, it can feel safe, it can feel highly desired. But lust is usually always a heightened state, right? And we confuse it with love for the most part, not most part, but for most of the time we're in lusting relationships, we think that it's love. But it's not. And the reason why we think it's love, it's because you would say to yourself, well, I would do anything for this person. Well, this person's a really good person. Well, I want to be with this person so bad. I feel sorry for them. So you become empathetic for them. And so the reason why you get hooked in relationships is because of the lust. And typically when we go off of lust, it's because of the physical chemistry you have with this person, and intimacy, sexual chemistry that you have with this person ignites everything else. And we start to dissipate and ignore those red flags and dissipate them and try to push them down until They get so loud that we look at the lens and we're like, holy moly, I think I've lost myself. And so this is what that hooked feeling feels like. And you constantly think about this person. You're constantly trying to make it work where it feels like it's just exhausting. And then you feel like your self-worth has diminished and you're like, how in the heck did I even get here in the first place? Like, this is not me. How many of you guys have been here where you're like, I can't even recognize myself at this moment? Like, this is not even me, right? And so what's going on here is because many times I say this on my channel often is love and loss are their biggest teachers in life. And it's about how often are we recreating lessons in our life and not showing up for the lessons inside love and inside loss. Okay. And so we lose love, we create love, we break up. There's so much that happens, but in relationship, we really figure out a lot about ourselves. And many times we avoid that part of ourselves because it's hard to truly face. And it's hard to do the work. It's messy. But when we do the work, it gets less and less and less and less messy. And so this is the idea of getting you hooked. And so it can be so confusing because then the woman's like, but I love you and I want to be with you, but yet she's still hooked on her ex-boyfriend for some reason. And you're like, but why are you telling you love me if you're still hooked on your ex-boyfriend and you still talk to him and you still text him, but yet you beg and plead when I want to leave you? It can be very manipulative and very toxic. And so I want you to understand that there is a decision when you get into this environment, typically, that you have a choice. And many of us are like, but she doesn't have anybody. I don't want to leave her alone, or she's sad, or I don't want to make a mistake. But guess what? And this is where I say in relationship and in dating, it is okay to be selfish on the terms with empathy and compassion for yourself, not in a malicious, manipulative way of being selfish. And there always comes a point where you either have to choose the person or choose yourself in this relationship. And the more that you choose a person, it means that you will be losing yourself. And the more that you choose yourself, the more you will break free of these types of relationships. So now let's go into women and toxic behaviors as well. And I hope that makes sense of everybody when I say before you get hooked, because many of us have been there. I have been there. I'm sure you guys have been there. And this is why I'm able to teach it. And this is why I'm able to understand the emotions and the feelings, is because I've been there with you guys. And I coach many men around this topic that are in these situations right now too. And many of them found themselves in these situations because of these behavior traits that we're going to talk about now. So let's go into the first one, which is one of the most prominent ones that I want to talk about. She's always the victim in everything that she's doing in life, whether it be in a relationship, whether it be to things that have happened to her in the past. This is not good if you are looking for a healthy, stable, mature relationship with a mature woman, because there comes a place where, as people, not just a woman, but also too as a man, that you take responsibility for your own decisions. So, for example, many times when we get in relationships, we can experience a woman maybe cheating on us or taking advantage of us or manipulating us. And it's hard to trust again, right? But the reason why it's hard to trust again is because we ideally don't trust ourselves to make the right decision with women. So inside of that, there's a lot of healing that has to be done and a lot of recovery that has to be done from those relationships instead of jumping into another relationship. And many times what we do is we jump back into a relationship hoping someone else can heal us. So many times when a woman herself, or even a man, but we're talking about women in this segment, is it's not good if you're looking for a healthy, mature woman, because you want someone to be able to take accountability for their decisions. For example, if she was cheated on in the past, if she goes into the next dating and thinks all men are jerks and all men cheat, then guess what? She will find men that will cheat and she will find men that are jerks and get hooked on those, because there's a self-fulfilling prophecy inside of her that says, I need to prove that I'm enough, that men won't cheat on me, and that means that I'm enough. So she picks the men that will cheat because that's what she needs to prove. So she's proving something to herself because she's not trusting herself. You see what I mean? And so this is why she gets addicted to these type of men. And then men get addicted to this type of women because they're confusing her unavailability with high value. And that's not what we're here to do, men. because there's a lot of high value women that will still not give that will give you the time of day, but won't give you the full time of day too, and will be able to pace it in a healthy way with you. So think about how you're showing up in the life and how you are looking at relationship, because also too many times we are a mirror of what we attract. And so what's going to happen here is this woman that is typically always in victim, this woman does not take accountability. She'll still blame. Um, she'll she'll make excuses for her choices in the past, and she won't take accountability for them, right? So for example, I have been cheated on in my past years ago in relationships, and when I fully take accountability, I just told myself I saw all those red flags and I didn't see them coming, and I wanted to ignore them, so I learned from them. I didn't have empathy, but I didn't have anger for the man either. I was neutral. And that's how I knew I healed from that moment, because I trusted myself to find better men as I continued on my dating process and my dating journey. She will feel guilty. She will make you, feel guilty when she's a victim. So meaning, but my ex-boyfriend cheated on me and you should be texting me every time you're out. Like, why aren't you texting me every time you're out with the guys? And you come home at 2 a.m. and you just call, who are you with? Who are you? And she's bringing in this unhealed notion of her in the past, when you yourself, keyword, you yourself either have not cheated on her before in this relationship, or given her anything to show her you would cheat on her. So let me be very clear with this. So she'll make you also apologize for things that you didn't do, because you're like trying to mend the situation and you're like, why am I even apologizing? I really didn't do anything wrong. And you just feel sorry that you didn't call her or you didn't FaceTime her at 2 a.m. because all you were doing, you were just exhausted and you wanted to go to sleep, right? But instead you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I should have FaceTimed you. And so what are we doing? We're babying her victim behavior. And this is exhausting and it's toxic, and becomes more toxic when we're in a toxic relationship. And so what's important is that we understand the difference between being a victim versus playing the victim too, right? There's a time where we can be a victim, and where we can be a victim of abuse, mentally, physically, and verbally as well. And so when you are a victim, this is not something anybody should put up with in a dating relationship and marriage. But at the same time, when we are being a victim, you have to be kind to yourself and make the better decisions for yourself in order to get yourself out of this. This is a difference between being a victim. Playing the victim is things that have happened in our past and we're bringing into our current situations, and we are looking for other people to heal us within us. But being a victim is being manipulated, gaslighted, talked down to, physically, emotionally. Any type of abuse is intolerable in both men and women, for all men that are watching on this channel, and for all women, if I even have any that come to my channel, as well. So next thing is, let's go into, it kind of goes hand in hand. This is why I wanted to go into the next behavior, is she has a controlling behavior. Okay, so here's what I've seen. Let me think about the way that controlling behavior typically starts. So controlling behavior typically starts with women that love bomb. And especially if you are an avoidant man, or if you're a man this is where I've seen it a lot, with men that are starting to really level up in the standards of women that they're choosing. And then they find this one woman that kind of confuses them, that kind of plays the game really good, which is another one. She's not playing, shouldn't be playing games, but, and you notice that she's giving you a lot and it feels too much, but you're like, I'm not too sure, so let me take it slow. So you push back and you become a little bit avoidant. And so she tries to make you feel guilty for being with your children, or working late, or being on your purpose, or having fun with your friends, or traveling by yourself. Why are you doing it by yourself when you can do it with me? And the key thing here is it starts in the beginning stages of you dating. Okay. And so I want you to remember that this, what I'm talking about, is in the beginning stages of you dating. So then it also alludes, and those are the red flags that you can pay attention to as well. She starts to control you with your friends. Like if she meets your friends, what she'll do is typically come back and tell you, oh yeah, they're really nice, but I noticed this about your best friend. I noticed this is where she's trying to test her way on how much she can negotiate out of your life. Okay. You want to be really careful about that, because a mature, stable woman maybe she'll be like, okay, this friend is playboy. Let's say you have a friend that, is doesn't believe in marriage, doesn't want to settle down, but you love the guy. Like you guys have been friends forever. And it's okay if you have a friend like that, especially if your values for relationship are different, but your values for friendship are the same. You can trust him, you can respect him. He won't tempt, he won't put temptations in your face. Like he respects you and you want marriage, you want something long term, you want sustainability. But then the woman is insecure with herself and sees that she is and doesn't embrace that. A mature woman will say to herself, okay, let me see how he handles this friendship instead of me trying to negate and control his friendships in the beginning. Okay. So controlling behavior is he controls who you talk to, she controls who you talk to, your family. It even goes down to what you wear as well. And I like this actually. I like this question, guys, because I'm here for you. So, like, literally, don't take my words and use them against me. That's also something you got to be careful about. So, you yourself don't be toxic when I tell you this. Someone asked in the comments, where did it go? Oh, HA Art Management. I hope this came from a good place when you asked me and not trying to ruffle up in the comments, but I want to answer this. Apollonia, have you ever been toxic? Yes, I have. And I've talked about this in videos. I suffered a lot in dating a relationship where there was points where I would just date to become, I was avoidant. I would date for attention. I was a woman that I wouldn't use men or anything like this to that extreme is not what I'm saying, but I wouldn't say I was toxic. I think I was inconsistent is probably a better word. And I don't think I had it in me to be like toxic, but I was inconsistent, right? I was also too in a very highly abusive physical relationship in my 20s, and my behaviors were toxic. That brought me in that relationship with that man as well. I had a drug addiction back in my days in my 20s. I talk very openly about this, and this is why I'm able to do it, because it comes from a place of healing and also helps me better as a coach because I can empathize with people and I know where they're coming through. This happened 12, 15, what am I now? Oh my gosh. More than 15 years ago. So here's the thing, guys, is like, this is why I share it, is because many times we're in these situations and we're like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to get out of it? 1000% you will. 1000%. But here's the thing is now when everything makes sense to me, I had to go through these experiences in order to be here with you guys, because nobody else will be able to share advice or give you details on how to get out of something or give insights about something unless they've gone through it themselves. And what better from a woman that's not biased, which is me, right? Now let's get into the next behavioral trait we don't need to talk about myself anymore. All right. So the next behavioral trait is that she is really focused on money. Okay. So does she only talk to you when you are either buying her something or taking her out on dinner, or she's like bored and then she hits you up and she says, let's go out to dinner? And then does she play the damsel in distress a lot with you? So for example, she's like, I really need a car, but my credit is horrible. And you've been dating her for a month or two. And then all of a sudden you sign for a Mercedes when she should have just got a Camry, and you're on a lease all of a sudden with your name on your credit because you want to be with her and you're trying to be superior and say, well, I can do this for her. I need to show her that I'm man enough to do this for her. So I'm going to supply this with her early on. Absolutely not. Right? Men, there's a responsibility more than ever. Like, I can understand completely when it comes to values. If you want, there's nothing wrong with a man wanting a woman to raise his family and staying home, just as much as there's nothing wrong with a man wanting a woman to have her sense of independence and a career of her house self, and both of them are raising a family in the household. Okay, so we can't judge someone else's values because it comes from their upbringing, what they want, what their security is, what their faith is, and so much. And so many people are judging everybody in this world that it gets to a point to understand that and this is what brings me back into the money, is, guys, if you have this idea that you find safety and value in providing for a woman, okay, great. But you don't just do that for any woman, and not for a woman that you think you love or you're in lust with because you've been dating for a month or two. A woman has to earn that entitlement just as much as you have to earn the entitlement also to be that man for her, right? And so why are we just giving basically get out of free jail cards to women that haven't even made it around the game of Monopoly with you and creating life and creating home in the game of life with you, right? You don't know someone within those times, right? So I always say, like, how often are you also leading with money if you're attracting women because of money? Which brings me into some of the other type of behavior. There is women out there that say, and that will openly say, and some that won't, but they think that their beauty, or they know that their beauty is their currency. Meaning, if I look like this, then you will provide everything for me, and I will want a Celine bag. I will want a Birkin bag. I will want a Chanel bag. I will want to be taken around in the best places. I want to drive a Porsche. I want this. And you're going to do this for me because I'm going to keep up with myself, and I'm going to go to Pilates every day, and I'm going to make you spend $1,000 a week on my Pilates and all this, right? Here's the thing, guys. Maybe not to those big extremes, but there's women out there that believe that their beauty is currency. And this is where I believe men, we have to level up men in this, because here's the thing. The more that we dose that and give into those type of women, the more it'll create that it's accepted. And so, what's really important is that you're not blinded by the shiny object syndrome, especially if you're looking for something sustainable, healthy, and manageable, and really someone that's going to love you for you and not your money and your choices, guys, and your lifestyle. You can find a woman that's going to love you for you. And so, what I'm saying is, it's really important that you don't just date a woman behavior because of her beauty and her current is her currency. Meaning, because at that point, if you date a woman, if because of her beauty, she thinks her beauty is her currency, you're basically dating her for the same reasons. You're providing that because of her beauty. So it becomes a pretty surface level relationship. And if that's what you want, that's okay too. But if that's not what you want, you're going to find yourself more confused and confused and confused and confused as you go on, and heartbroken and lost, guys. That's what's really, really important. Now let's go into another behavioral trait, which is very often playing games. Now, let me be really clear about playing games, okay? Because I see this, okay, it's just as much as this fish comment. Don't listen to a fish to catch a fish, or some crazy notion. Like, if I had a penny for every time I heard that, I'd be like a billionaire probably, which is not true, because if a fish could talk, wouldn't you want to know how to catch it? Anyways, it's kind of like it's a trending thing to say. It's just a cool, like, let's try to find something new. Let's, like, not just point the finger, right? So the same thing goes into playing games. So when people are like, oh, this is games, this is games. No, actually, it's about human behaviors, and it's about understanding the human psychology and how attraction works. I don't teach games, I teach human behaviors. And this is what's very, very important for all of you guys that I know have been on my channel for a while understand. But here's where I wanted to dissect what I mean by playing games. That is not games. Understanding human behavior, understanding attraction, understanding what you need, understanding boundaries, understanding how to be assertive, understanding how to pacing and attraction, understanding how to embrace flirting within your own wheelhouse and authenticness is important, and so on. Okay. This is not playing games. It's not like, oh, you should just be who you are. Yeah. But if you never experienced dating, if you never came from an upbringing where you learned how to be charismatic, have charisma, you learned how to have great conversations with people, you learned how to emotionally connect with someone, it doesn't just come off like this, right, guys? Think of it like this. In order to succeed in your career, you have to either get a scholarship, a diploma in something, you have to get training, something. The same thing happens in loving relationship as well. That's why I think I'm a big advocate for understanding and learning attraction and learning relationship as well. With that said, I'm going to dissect playing games, but because I'm on this topic of attraction, I want you guys to understand that I'm also doing this live because we are opening it up, and I only choose 20 men to be in my 3-month program with me, guys. My 3-month program, it's a program called the Algorithm of Attraction program. This is a group coaching program. It's 12 weeks with me. You can book a completely free call with me or someone from my team, and we can see if you're a good fit. What we go over is all about attraction. It's everything that you need to know about attraction. We do mock dates in there. We talk about flirting. We talk about limiting beliefs. We go into how to lead the dating process, polarity, masculine, feminine energy, how to have communication, how to have emotional connection, how to flirt. I mean, the ins and outs of attraction, and there are so many more bonuses that is pretty crazy. So I want you to take advantage, click the link now and book your call with me or someone from my team. This is really important, guys. It's completely free as well to see if you are also a good fit. We only accept up to 20 men because that's all I can really handle to give you the most impact of coaching that I can, and still try to individualize it as well. All right, so let's go into why some of you book your free call. It's in the comments, it's in the description box below, and it's also in the comments here, guys. And so I'm going to go into what playing games actually really means, okay? So let's go into it. So playing games is more of, you feel like a sense of immaturity, okay? A lot of times when people play games, it's because they have immature behaviors and also have a deep sense of insecurities. And this is going to basically honestly forecast the rest of your relationship for most of the times if you stay with a woman like this, because she will always be playing games. Typically, she'll be the type of woman that will be more attracted to you the less available you are. Oh, that just sounds exhausting when I say that. Like, doesn't it sound exhausting to listen to that? Like, imagine being in a relationship when you really want to just be yourself and you have to fake it for years and be less available. Oh no, I'm really just sitting home. I would really like to cuddle with her, but and have dinner, but I have to be less available. Let me just tell her I'm busy with the guys. Like, it's exhausting, right? And so when a woman has toxic behavior traits, this stems a lot from trauma and insecurities. So playing games will always feel like if you become more unavailable, she will be more attracted to you. And the reason why this happens is because this is where that question I had earlier about myself, this is what I did a lot because I didn't know who I was yet. I was really insecure. I had a lot of traumas. I had a lot of insecurities. And so I'd have this wishy-washy game. Many times women don't mean to do it. And this is where it gets confusing too, because you're like, but she's a good person, Apollonia. Yeah, she wouldn't kill a dog. She wouldn't harm a soul. Like, she's a great person. She volunteers as well. And that's where it can be confusing. But just because she has these things in her life that she's a good person doesn't mean that she's ready for what you have to offer. So why are you jumping fences for someone who's on the fence about you? Right. And so when we go into relationship with these type of women that are in this insecure, it's going to also be this instability. You're going to notice you're breaking up a lot. You are never feeling like secure in the relationship. Like, there's a lot of behavior traits that you notice within her, like she pulls away or she backs up, or the more that you give her attention, the more that she pulls away, right? And so it's always this like back and forth where you just feel like you can't be yourself. But here's the thing, you're not giving her overwhelming attention, okay? And this is where I talked about, like, we're not going to go into saving a woman in any type of relationship or anything. And if that speaks to you, there's this video I did a long time ago. It was actually a teaching live. Not a live video. It's a YouTube video I posted. It's me on a screen, and I'm actually teaching you guys the difference between a nice guy and a good guy. And I break down everything of it, because a woman does want a good man. She just doesn't want the nice guy behavior traits, which I go into, and that's not this video. And I actually go into that in my group coaching. We have a whole spectrum. I mean, we have a whole like hour call about that. So in my group coaching that I have here that you can book a call in, it's down below. It's a completely free call. I'm going to put here, we're going to go into the next trait as well. We talk a lot about these things. We do a 2-hour live. We do 2-hour group coachings every week, okay, with me and my team. So I will have my assistant on there. My other coach, Cynthia, will be on there. And we will really dive into a lot of self-coaching and also topics. You have takeaways, you have homework, you have camaraderie with the team. You also have access to text messaging with me in the group on the WhatsApp messaging chain as well. So I'm going to go into that soon. And I want some of you to go ahead and book your call, because when I do lives, guys, I take you from 0 to 100 in my coaching, especially after 3 months. Believe me, it is a game changer, and it's something I'm very proud of. But since I only accept 20 men, if you're someone that wants to make changes in this year of 2023, this is your time to invest in yourself by just booking a call and seeing if you're a great fit. Now is your time. Don't wait on it. It's a free call. Book it, because of the fact that once we reach 20, you will not be able to get enrolled. And I only open this quarterly. So I only do it 3 times a year, guys. All right. So now let's get into the next one. Competitive. Okay. This is another behavioral trait in women. So, unhealthy competitive nature. So, it is okay to have this fun competitive nature because the fun competitive nature, you're in a partnership and the partner views the partnership as when you win, we win because our relationship wins, right? And so you can have like teasing and healthy competitiveness, or you can make it fun because someone is having a hard day and you know they have a goal to accomplish and so on. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is unhealthy competitive nature. This means that she can't be happy for you unless she's basically doing the same thing. So if you, let's say, got an A on a paper, or you booked a new client, and you guys are in the same working field, let's say, and you booked a new client and you got an A on a paper, she gets mad because she got a B and she didn't get a new client. So she becomes mad at you. She becomes avoidant, and she's like, but I'm not doing it. And then she goes back into the number one that I talked about on today's live, where I say she's always the victim, right? So it becomes competitive. And then you find yourself, but babe, you're amazing and you're going to be able to do it. And you find yourself proving yourself where you can't even celebrate your own wins. How many of you have been there, right? So if you have booked a call, I want to give you a shout out. Go ahead and say booked a call here in the comments and let me know. Let's go into the next one. The next one is she becomes envious, or she's very jealous, or this means she's highly pretty insecure. Okay. Now I want to be really honest about jealousy. Majority of us are jealous, and we have that jealous gene in us if it gets ignited in us. I think it's a healthy thing to be somewhat, I think there is a way to be a healthy jealous person, but it's not activated much, right? So that means you're secure with someone. But I think, like, I don't think like you act on jealousy, right? Where it's like it lives in you. You always think about it. Maybe it comes up every once a year with you in your relationship because you notice like another guy giving her attention, but you're not jealous because of her. You're just, how to explain? You're cautious more. That's how I should say it. More cautious. My jealousy and envy in a woman is she's distrusting you. So remember when I gave you the first example, you went into she's always a victim. So when you find yourself always a victim, she's always blaming you for things, right? So she blames you for being distrusting when you never gave her anything to distrust you for, but it's because her ex-boyfriend cheated on her so much. So she's bringing that pain into your new relationship. And so she's also crossing your boundaries all the time. Maybe she's taking your phone all the time and going through your phone, asking you who this person is. And it's every girl you're talking to that's maybe a client or maybe someone you work with. And your replies are not engaging in any type of flirting behavior, but it's more of, you too. I had such a great day with you. Thank you so much. Let's stay in touch and we'll talk again soon. And with a smiley face or a winky face, right? And then she's like, oh, you sent her a winking face and let's talk about what's going on. And you're like, she's just a client. Like, I'm just being respectful. And you find yourself always having to justify why you're texting another woman or being friends with other women or talking to other women coworkers, or when you go out, just talking to people in general with her. That's really, really dangerous, guys. Typically narcissist people will also, not saying that this woman is narcissist, I have videos about that, but I don't like to use that term very much. You have to have stack qualities to know if someone's narcissist. Someone's not narcissist because of the fact that they help you and then they want to, they help you, but then they only want the best for you. So they're really hard with their decisions with you. Like, no, like that's not a narcissist, right? So I've seen people think that way. But what I want to say is the narcissists really are big and envious and highly insecure and are highly jealous as well. So jealousy, many of us can have it, but when it gets to a point that it's too much or it's overcompensating to an extreme is when you have a lot of trouble. And I'm going to go into one more, which is, two more, which are one of the two most important here. And then we're going to go open it up for some Q&A. But I want to just give a shout out to some of the guys that have already booked a call. I'm opening up we start in January. I'm opening up my group coaching. It's a 3-month group coaching program. And I have weekly calls for 12 weeks. We do 2-hour group coaching calls. You have access to me. You form friendships in this. You have access to a WhatsApp message, text message to me. I teach you the ins and outs of attraction. This is the one-stop shop. This is everything and everything you will always need. Majority of the men that walk out of this program, either in about 6 months, 3 months, or a year, find themselves in really healthy relationships. You can go ahead and book a call and we can go over all the details with you. There's tons of bonuses as well. And I want you to be able to do that. So go ahead and book a call now. It's only 20 men I accept. So if you're thinking about it, don't just book the call. It's completely free. You'll talk to me or if one of my reps, and we'll go over what's inside this coaching program. All right. So I'm happy you guys are right. Hello, you booked a call. Amazing. I can't wait to meet you, CJ. Can't wait to meet you as well. I see that you booked a call as well. If you booked a call, go ahead and tell me as well, and I'll give you a shout out. Much love to you guys for taking the leap and really just focusing on yourselves and your next step in your journey of 2023. Let's book a call so you don't get yourself into toxic relationships in 2023 and stop attracting toxic behaviors with women in 2023. Okay. Let's make an oath. Put your right hand up, right? I have my left hand up and make that oath. And now book the call, basically. Book the call so we can really dive into more about this. All right. Next one is attention seeking. Oh boy, this is why I saved it for the last one. Oh boy, I'm sure a lot of us know about this. All right, so one of the things I want you guys to remember is, okay, attention seeking is one of the biggest red flags, biggest red flags that you need to look out for when you are dating a woman. And you'll find this in multiple ways. So I want to go over this on the top of my head. I'm just thinking of other ways when I'm coaching clients and things like this. So one is she has a lot of guy friends that are constantly messaging her, and you meet them, but you know they have an ulterior motive and she just loves the attention and all this. Two is she still talks to a lot of men. Whenever she's out, she's trying to talk to other men as well in front of you to kind of make you jealous. So she gets a high off of it in some way or another. She talks about other men and how they want her and how they like her, but she likes you and she tries to make you feel special, right? That's actually, someone's mentioned that's actually a toxic feminine trait, to be honest. It's a toxic feminine energy. So attention seeking is something you will suffer with if you get into a relationship with a woman like this. Here's what you'll lacking trust. They become manipulative. She's always going to seek attention from other men. And typically this happens because of the fact that she sadly is insecure. What I will say is, men, understand that all of what I'm saying, and I'm going to get into the last one, is this doesn't mean a woman is permanently like this, right? And so this is why you have to trust the dating process. Just because someone is in this time of life doesn't mean that they're always going to be here, but it doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt always too at the same time. So you have to continue to move on, and shift your reality and understand that when we're dating, there's going to be a wide range of people that we can date. But imagine if you don't know ideally what you're looking for and don't know what you want. You're going to just take what you're attracted to. But if you know ideally what you want, you're going to be more streamlined. And so women that are more streamlined with what you want are going to come into that narrow vision that you have, and you're going to be more selective, and then you're going to be more highly desirable, and then you're going to create more better women and higher quality women to come into your life. But when we're not dating like with intention and know what we want, we're going to start dating here, and we're going to find ourselves lost, right? And so that's why it's really important for you to focus on learning about yourself, learning about the dating process, getting good with you, being comfortable with you. And so book a call so we can work together for these 3 months, because this is something that I do teach. Again, I am doing a group coaching, for the next 3 months. It's called My Algorithm of Attraction. I open it up only 3 times a year, and it's only open to 20 select men. It's a free consultational call. Go ahead and book a call so we can go over the program, so we kind of know what's inside of this program. And do live Zoom calls with me. If you have any questions, go ahead and start asking them, guys. I'm going to take some questions. And also live Zoom calls, you have text messaging access to me, and a whirlwind of huge benefits that go along with this. The last one, and then we're going to go into some Q&A as well, is whew, a woman with attentions, excuse me, a woman that is not over her ex. Okay. Oh, all right. You become the rebound then. And the rebound can be a complicated situation because you become the emotional rebound. And as humans, we get more inclined to be connected to someone when we are emotionally attracted to them, men and women. And so being a rebound is very difficult when you are the rebound. And so do yourself a favor. And if a woman is still in a relationship with her ex, be very, 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 very cautious about this if it's still on and off relationship. Because many times when that happens, it's because she had a lusting or toxic relationship with an ex and maybe can experiencing some trauma bonding. So she will always go back to that until she heals it. And you'll figure out, but why? I'm such a great guy. And this guy's such an a-hole, maybe you'll be saying about this other guy. And why is she choosing him? You will never understand that if you don't experience it yourself. And so what's really important is that you do not put yourself in these situations. Okay, guys? So if you have any questions, let's get into it. Why you guys go ahead and book some of your calls right now. We only accept 20 men, guys. So please, please, please make sure that if it speaks to you, if it's something that you want to do, let's go ahead and submit some of your questions and I'll take some time to book a call. I have one more surprise for you during this live as well. Hi, Apollonia. Hi, John. Amazing. I look forward to it. You'll be talking to me or someone from my team for sure. I'm so happy to see you. Book a call and take advantage of this new year. Let's make it a new year goal to choose and decide better with women. And this is going to be part of it. I'm not kidding you. When you're done with this 12-week transformational program, just within the first month, really, you're going to get transformational results and see a lot of results. As long as you commit to showing up to the work and diving in and showing up for the calls, you will transform your dating life, period. End of story. Like there's no way that you will not. So if you want to have women in your life, if you want to start attracting women, if you want to heal from a broken relationship, if you want to find the better woman, if you want to be better yourself, if you want to be more comfortable in dating, if you want to be better in flirting, if you want to be a good dater, if you want to choose, if you want to trust yourself in the dating process, now is your time to sign up for this group coaching and book a free call. It's below in the description and in the comments. So let me go in and take some questions. Um, um, Let's see. Michael asks, okay, question for you. Really more if it changed for you to solve this problem. I do not drink alcohol, so how can I find a woman who does not drink alcohol? I want a woman who is like me on that issue. 1000%. There's a lot of women that don't drink alcohol just as much as there's a lot of women that do. I would ask yourself, Michael, because there's also some women, like just get really clear with what you mean by that. Like, there's also some women that will just like, I can have one glass of wine once a month with a steak. Like I just want one red glass of wine with a steak. Like she drinks for taste, right? With her steak. Do you want absolutely no one to drink, which is okay too. So just be really clear on what you mean by that for yourself, not for me, for yourself. Once you do that, do things that are pretty healthy, like go out and meet women that are pretty healthy, that are outdoors, that are also too, if you do online dating, that are talk about that. But I think that should be a question that you ask women when you talk to them. If you're doing online dating, like, do you drink? Are you a drinker? But also too, on online dating, when you do that, they also have that question, do you drink? You can filter it to just find women that just say no, that they don't drink, right? So you can 1000% align yourself to find that. And don't feel sorry. Don't feel bad for asking for that. That's a beautiful thing. Own that. Okay, Michael? Just as much as it's a beautiful thing to ask for a woman that enjoys a glass of wine too. There's no judgment, right? It's what's good for you. And you already know what's good for you. So that's why I'm saying that's a beautiful thing. Oh, I like this. Okay. So, Dorka. Hi, I love your advice. What's the difference between testing versus playing games? Okay. Character testing. That's what I like to talk to, how to display it. So character testing, we do all the time. All the time. Think about this. when you meet a new coworker or when one of your friends introduces you to a new guy friend, you're testing them no matter what. Like you're like, okay, my best friend just brought in a new guy friend from our circle. Let me see what he's all about, right? Your intention is let me see who he's all about and see if he's a good person. Is he aligned with my guy friend? Like, is he going to treat my boy good, right? Like, is he a good dude that we can trust and admit into our circle, right? And so you go and you maybe have conversations, you find out about him, you ask him questions, you're character gauging him, right? You're character gauging his behavior, you're looking at how he sits, his body language. Ideally and initially, you do that with everybody, even when you're interviewing, even when you have a new coworker, even when you have to hire. We're always doing that. The same thing has to happen in our dating process. So, character testing is that. Now, testing is playing games. Like, for example, shit testing and another extreme, meaning playing games, like talking down to someone to see how they handle it, like really trying to manipulate and push their buttons would be playing a game. So, for example, playing a game could, like, a woman can say, "Oh, you must take all the women here." Like that, she's just character testing you to see how you handle it. But if a woman is like, "Oh, you're such a playboy, like you're such a player, like I don't like men like you," like, that's probably her playing a game, and that's actually kind of inconsiderate if she doesn't really know who you are, or if you set something off and you deserve that comment, that's a different story. But if she just came out of the blue saying that, then that's maybe her being playing games, and that's when you can just call it out. Hey, listen, I never gave you anything for what I think. I never gave you any insight for you to even talk to me like that or think of me like that. I'm not too sure why, and discover why. Why would you even say that to me? And you don't take offense of it, but you're just like, you call it for what it is, right? So I think that's the difference. And usually testing and playing games feels a little bit rough, right? It feels like someone is purposefully manipulatively doing it. But character gauging is something that is more natural. And the only way that you're going to be able to do it correctly is when you identify with what it is that you want and what you know. Okay. Just like you know, like what type of friendships you want, you naturally do this. Okay. All right, let's see. These talks are gold nuggets. Amazing. I love to hear that. Hello, Moses. I hope so. Go ahead and book your call. I'm so happy that you're booked your call, Moses. Go ahead and do so. Hi, Apollonia from Washington State. Hello. Yes, Andy. Andy with an I. I love that name. That's a great, what do you call it? YouTube name, screen name, handle. Can a toxic chick ruin your life so you have to rebuild like crazy? Yes. hmm I wish the answer was no. I really do. But also, I don't actually. And the more I think about that, because I go deep in my thoughts. And here's why. Because these are relationships are our biggest lessons. And typically you can't see the light when you're in these relationships, but if you really show up and discover yourself and do the work, you will rebuild yourself and find a beautiful relationship. One of the clients I love talking about, his name is Sean. He was highly attracted to toxic women, narcissistic women, and I worked with him for about 3 months. And he changed his overall dating life, like his mindset. We worked on his attachment style, his codependency, and now he's just in this beautiful marriage with this woman. I remember the night that he proposed to her, he literally sent me a text and FaceTimed me with her, and she would thanked me. And I was like crying. I was like, this is crazy. I'll always remember him because he was one of my first clients that ever got married and engaged. And he came out of that, and that's what's his story. And now I have multiple clients that do it. And they always like send me text messages and, videos. And when they have proposals, they find a girlfriend that they really love, or they get married, they send me their wedding photos. And it's pretty amazing to see. So yes, but there's also in the rebuild is recreation too. And that's the beauty of it. Okay. Okay, so Simon, this is actually a pretty good question. Thanks for asking this. Um, I'm confused about a toxic relationship. On one hand, it feels exhilarating and painful. Is there ever a time that a toxic relationship is worth it? No. Toxic and relationship don't go together. Now, what I'm thinking that you're saying is worth it is I have experience, and I actually have friends that are married now. She went through a lot. Like she went through alcohol abuse, she went through a lot of drug abuse, and he always babied her in college. And one day he was like, "I can't do this anymore," and they split up, and they didn't talk for 5 years. And then she got clean and sober, and then they rekindled their friendship, and now they're married and have 2 kids. Right? So it's not that it would be worth it. I think many times if you end up together, it's because you also had space to heal, right? And then you end up getting back together. But the only reason why these two ended up working out is because he went on with his life and so did she. They just trusted their process and their future husband or wife to show up, and they continued to commit to themselves every day, that it ended up being them. They weren't in this 5 years thing or 3 years thing saying, I'm going to heal. I'm going to wait for her. I'm going to put everything on hold for her. No, they were open to the idea of trusting the process. So I hope that helps, Simon. All right. So, guys, I want you to know that not only am I doing a free book a call today, go ahead and book your call here in the comments. I'm going to post it, and it's also in the description box. We only accept 20 men into this group coaching program. It's my 3-month, my 12-week algorithm of attraction program. It's a 12-week program where you'll have mock dates with women. You have multiple mock dates with women to practice everything you teach. I talk about limiting beliefs, mindset, polarity, masculine, feminine energy, how to lead the dating process, how to flirt, how to emotionally connect, how to pull emotional triggers in a woman to ignite long-term attraction, how to be assertive in communication, how to have effective communication. Also, too, how to lead the dating process, if I didn't say that. How to be assertive, how to be playful and fun, and really, really, really dissect the type of ideal woman that you attract, and really getting clear on the type of women that you attract moving forward. So if you want to work with me for 3 months, I only open up this 3 times a year. Let's take the jump, Let's take the jump into the new year and revamp your dating life in 2023 and really, really get grounded and better. There's no reason to feel emptied anymore. There's no reason to continue to date the wrong women. There's no reason to not invest in yourself. Think about this Christmas, this holiday, the Hanukkah, whichever holiday you celebrate it or don't celebrate at all. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, how many times do you invest in other people before you invest in yourself? Think about that. How many times do you invest in other people before you invest in yourself? Invest in yourself right now. It's completely free by just booking a call. Just book a call to see if you're a good fit for this group coaching program, because we do not accept just anybody, because I'm with you for 3 weeks and you have direct access to me, text messaging with the group, and so much more. Thank you, Danielle. um, um, let's see. Patterns can be broken and rebuilt to healthy ones. Men don't lose hope. I love that. That's beautiful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yep. Awesome, guys. So for those of you that have questions, go ahead and book. Go ahead and do that. If you booked a call, please let me know. I'd love to give you a personal shout out as well. I'm going to take 2 more questions, and then I want to kind of dive into one more thing I have here for you guys as well. So go ahead and ask me any other questions as well that you might have, and I will take those 2 more questions, and I'm going to dive into one more thing that I have for you guys today. And that is who, oh, thank you, George. It's worth it, guys. I appreciate you, George. Oh my God, Jim. Awesome. I'm so excited for you. Oh, I get so excited because honestly, this group coaching program is literally so effective when you really show up for the work, right? So 90% of my men that take this program, I'm not going to say 100 because it's not true. 90% of my men get results in this program. And the reason why the other 10% don't is because they don't show up, they don't do the work, they don't come to the calls, and they just, how could they if they don't? But majority of the 90%, that means everybody that shows up literally breaks through. So don't miss your calls, guys. If you scheduled your call today, great. If you scheduled tomorrow, great. But put it in your calendar. Do not miss your calls, guys, because it's either me or someone that works on my team closely with me all the time that is creating space in their calendar and time for you. So please don't miss your calls, guys. And if you need to be in touch with us, we are also in touch with you. So once you book your call, you'll probably receive a text message from one of us, and we'll always be in touch with you guys too. I love to create a really simple way in a person to person real way, so you guys feel more connected to either me or my program as you continue to learn about it. So go ahead and book your call. Jim, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for helping men. Oh, thank you so much, Jim. You're giving us all tools. There's no reason not to be able to build happy and lasting relationships. Let's continue to win in 2023. Yes, got you guys. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I love to hear that breakthroughs you've gotten from my programs or my videos, because it's a little quiet sometimes. Like, even though I'm creating content and I create videos and I create programs and I do all these things, and I'm having a 21-day challenge for 2023 on attracting your ideal woman, and it's at a low price because it's the first time I'm doing this challenge. We'll do it live together every day for the next 21 days starting January 3rd. It is my 21-day challenge to attract a woman. And it's so beautiful because even though I build these things, it's really important for me to know what's happening. And so in this 21-day challenge, and this is why I love to hear in the comments, when I get so excited when I hear from you guys, the breakthroughs, what you've experienced, and how much either my content has helped or something, because it gets quiet for me. I'm like, oh, I hope my stuff is working for these men. I hope my stuff they're really taking in and really understanding and really putting in their lives, and it's being effective. Like, I'm human too. I can doubt myself at times too, because I'm like, I really want you guys to get these results. And I know that you do, because I know my group coaching, they do. I know my personal coaching, they do. But it's also so great to be live and talk to you guys and see this. So I appreciate you. Like, from the bottom of my heart, it's a gift. You guys are my gifts. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I really, really appreciate you guys when you do tell me, or you do reach out to me and you tell me, because, even though I might have a big following, I guess sounds so weird to say, but like, it's because of you, and I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful for all of you guys that have shared my content. I'm grateful for all of you guys that back me up. I'm grateful for all you guys that look out for me. And I just wanted to say thank you going into the new year without trying to get emotional. Thank you. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into all my programs. They're full of material. I want to book a call, but I'm not able to talk until tomorrow. That's okay. You'll be able to book a call until we have a window. So you don't have to book a call today. You can, when you go to the link, you'll be able to book a call what's convenient for your schedule. You'll have a calendar, and you are the one that picks the times when you book a call. Okay. Oh, nice. Awesome. That's a beautiful program, Dawn. So that is really, really good. Nice. I love you're doing a challenge. Yes. So we're doing the 21-day challenge. I've linked it here, guys. It's at a low price. It's at a low price right now. You'll have access to a Facebook community when we start the challenge going into 2023. We start January 3rd after the New Year's Day, and one more day to give you a breather to regroup from the New Year's. And we start January 3rd. It's a 21-day attraction challenge. Get the girl challenge, basically. And in 21 days, every day I've released a new challenge for you to better your overall dating life. So if you booked a call, great. But I also want you to take advantage of this challenge as well. So I wanted to end it with that. If you haven't signed up, do it now, because we do it live. We do all my challenges when they first release live in the new year with me. So you'll have live Facebook access to me in this only group setting of only the guys that are involved in this challenge. So go ahead and get this challenge for my 21-day challenge. The challenges will be lifetime granted for you. So you have lifetime access to the challenge if you want to revisit. They're in audio format, so you'll be able to listen to them. Some things are going to be video in there if I need to get more descriptive, but you can watch it, listen to it when you're driving, in your car, when you're working out, in the mornings, whatever it is. If you did my 21-day men's mastery meditation challenge last year going into the new year, it's similar to this, but more of attraction and getting the girl. So you're going to have an active Facebook community. You're going to be able to share. I'll do lives in that Facebook community and so much more. And you'll get a challenge released every morning at 5 a.m. your time. So go ahead and book that as well for your 21-day challenge, so we can bring in this new year of 2023 pretty dang awesome. Okay. Love all of you. If you've booked a call, I cannot wait to talk to you. And yeah, thank you for everything, guys. I really appreciate all of you. And I want a message, a specific message to some of you guys during the holidays. And for some of you guys that have already dropped off, that's okay because the ones that are here now is probably the ones that needed to hear this message. I know New Year's and Christmas can be hard, and Hanukkah and these kind of moments can be really hard for us when we have suffered a loss in a relationship or families. And there's a lot of craziness that goes in life. Okay. And I just want you to understand that you're not alone. Um, this day too shall pass, and holidays can carry a significant weight on us when we suffer from loss. But understand that what's the most beautiful, most evolutional thing about life is that we get to create it, one, and think two, every year is going to be different, guys. So hang in there. Know that you are always loved. Surround yourself around people that are loved if you're struggling at the moment and during the holidays. Nothing in life is worth taking your own life. And I'm always here. And even though I'm probably not talking to you face to face and live in person, I still care and admire you as a person. So if you are struggling with something, please reach out to someone. Please find support. The holidays are really, really grieving time for a lot of people as well. As much as we celebrate them, we also don't celebrate the grief that people are going through and admiring these people in those strong moments. So I want you to support one another, reach out to your fellow brothers, reach out to your fellow friends. And much love to all of you. I hope to see you in the challenge, the 21-day challenge, link in description, link in the box as well. And I hope to see you in my group coaching program as well. Much love to you guys. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. And remember, you are always loved. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Bye for now, guys.